Mr. Chancellor, Madam President, faculty, family, friends, and the stars of today, the soon-to-be graduates of Trent University, good afternoon to you all. It's an absolute pleasure to be a small part of this moment, your moment. You've dedicated your time, your energy, and your heart to earn this celebration today. I'm thrilled to meet you all. I want to look into your eyes, and I want to share the air with you to do the one thing they asked me to do today. Literally, I have one job to do today, and that job is to inspire all of you. No pressure. Inspire you that has blazed through a pandemic, battled through economic crisis after crisis, witnessed and had to digest global injustices. And through it all, you studied hard, you completed all those assignments, you aced the exams, or so you told your parents, so you could be this close to crossing this stage and bring you one step closer to your next big opportunity. Well, for this mission, I did some research to truly unpack what does it mean to inspire. And I learned that to truly be inspirational, it boils down to three things. You must lead by example, you must encourage and empower others, and you must share a vision with passion. During my 20 years as a technologist, a business and cybersecurity leader for 2 global banks, I've seen a few things, and the best way to tackle my one job today is to share a few stories with you. What it meant for me to lead by example, encourage others, and share my passion. So let me talk to you about being the only. So picture this. I start my new job, and quickly I realize that there wasn't a lot of people that looked like me in the room. I was the youngest in the room. I've aged out. I was typically the only woman in the room. And while some people bring chips and dips to the party, I brought the melanin. You'll get it. I wasn't only, and at times it did feel very lonely. My initial strategy was just blend in. Laugh maybe when things weren't so funny. Be quiet when maybe things were a little offensive. Put on that work mask long before we were mandated to protect ourselves with masks. I distanced myself from social infections. And the turning point for me was when I was asked to attend a conference of professionals in finance. These are industry professionals. And I got on stage and I went off script and I started sharing the things that really bothered me. The things that were in my head that I had never really said out loud. I got vulnerable and I said those things. And as I walked off the stage, there was a line of people waiting to speak to me. The expressions on their faces, the stories, the questions. That occasion for me was a game changer. I stopped thinking about the workplace as the world. And I found that when you use your voice, others learn, others listen, and they feel inspired to act. So my message to you today is, there is no one like you. Be whoever you truly are, and don't let anyone dim your light. Use your voice and your seat, and don't waste time trying to be someone else, because you are an example to others, and your impact is your true differentiator. So let me talk about encouraging others. There is a group of people that in most places, they're considered the majority. They have phenomenal ideas, they invent amazing things, but when they approach venture capitalists for funding, they're rejected 97% of the time. The group of people I'm referring to are women. Many know this is a problem, but few have found solutions. So in 2021, I was approached by Danielle Graham with a potential solution to help Canadian women get their first tech-enabled business funded. Together we launched the organization we branded the Firehood, and today we have over 2,000 founders that we are helping build their business. Millions of dollars have been invested in their companies, and they're growing, and we're constantly connecting them to other angel investors and other customers. And I'm pleased to share that we've invested in 47 women tech companies in Canada. My message to you is the world is filled with problems, but the world is also filled with consumers. Magical things happen when creators embrace problems. I encourage you to wrap your arms around the problems that you want to solve, find great people to collaborate with, and go for it. We need your brilliance. And lastly, I'll talk to you about sharing a vision. My reason for being. After 2 decades in the technology field, one thing perplexed me like no other. And I remembered a conversation I had in 1999 with a colleague when I worked at Deloitte in technology. And my exact words were, we gotta get into this information security thing. It's gonna be real big. Back in 1999, Prince and I knew it was going to be a consequential year. You see, the thing that I was calling information security then is what we call cybersecurity today. And here's our current reality. There are 2,200 cyber attacks every day. There's 5.6 billion of us using the internet, and more than 50% of us have been compromised. I'd ask you to put your hand up if you think you've been compromised, but then you'll probably be compromised again, so keep your hand down. These threat actors and criminals are attacking governments, hospitals, schools, libraries, banks, and even the zoo. Who would hurt a panda? So here's my vision. I envision creating a world where everyone enjoys a secure online experience without compromise. My mission is to keep every human safe in the digital world, because cyber literacy and safety are fundamental human rights. Leveraging artificial intelligence for speed in areas such as facial recognition, we're helping find and fix cyber vulnerabilities at scale. My message to you is, what do you all care about? Really care about. And once you identify it, reflect on what are you doing to make it better? How are you being the change? Well, I had one job to do today, and although the mission was to inspire, I still believe that what's been most inspiring is all of these students right here, Trent students and Trent University. What a rich history. Established in 1963, you welcomed your first cohort of approximately 100 students in the fall of 1964. And as I reflect on Trent's origin story and the bold decisions and actions of the early 1960s that bring us to this moment today, how can we not be inspired? Let's compare the year Trent was established, 1963 to 2025. Both mark years of political transition and tensions in Canada, each ushering in a new prime minister amid global upheaval. In 1963, Lester B. Pearson took office as Cold War fears, Quebec nationalism, and US nuclear pressure tested Canada's sovereignty. Back then, the threat was missiles. Now it's misinformation and economic nationalism. Both eras struggled with identity and independence in America's shadow. While Pearson dealt with telegram diplomacy, today's leaders must decode tweets, trade wars, cyber threat, other provinces looking to be independent. Yet the core challenge remains, how does Canada protect its values, economy, and voice when many of us feel the world is in chaos? Different tools, same tightrope. And through this all, Trent students have inspired the world. From Yann Martel, Booker Prize-winning novel Life of Pi, to John Horgan, our former Premier of British Columbia from 2017 to 2022, to Mariam Monsef, former Member of Parliament for Peterborough, and also her role as the Minister of Women and Gender Equality, and Dawn Tapscott, renowned author, business executive specializing in technology and innovation. When it comes to inspiration, Trent students, you are making an impact nationally and globally. Trent, we've seen difficult times. We've all doubted ourselves. We've been doubted by naysayers. We've stumbled. And maybe we've even taken a fall or two. And yet today, we stand, you stand triumphantly. Nelson Mandela once said, "Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again." Graduates, enjoy this moment, savor this remarkable achievement, and my wish for you all is that you continue to be resilient and continue to rise as you lead by example, empower others, and share your vision and passion with the world. Congratulations, class of 2025.